peeps, welcome back to Project Anonymous, and in today's video,
we're going to customize a notebook on a budget.
so let's get to it. So here are all of our materials. This notebook is from Walmart and we got it under $1. And then the other two materials were from the dollar store, so.
Yeah, I'm a little leery about using dollar store vinyl, but we saw it there and we are going to test it out so that you don't have to. Hoping we get some good results with it though, because that's pretty cheap for a 4-foot roll. So it's 4 feet by 12 inches wide. And we ended up picking up this little, it's called a craft picker, but it's a weeder for vinyl. And we're going to try it out and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. So we're in our Silhouette Studio Business Edition software.
Yeah, so we're going to just go ahead and import some JPEG files that we prepared for this project. You can size it down a little bit. We're not going to get it perfect right now, but I just kind of want to see it. And now we're just going to trace it, and tracing is pretty easy here. So we're just going to select our trace area, just that right there. And then when it highlights yellow, that's everything that's going to cut out, and you can adjust the threshold to get, I guess, everything you want. So we're going to just leave it, say that's pretty good. And then we just trace. So now we can really just remove this because we don't need that anymore. And then we can use this to get to the size that we want. And before we do that, I just want to simplify it a little bit. Sometimes when you zoom in here, there's a little bit more detail than what we need. This is actually traced pretty good, and I don't think it needs it, but we'll go ahead and show simplifying this real quick. So we're going to go to Object, and then Simplify, where we can hit Command J. And I realize that Object is hidden right now in the screen recording, but it's right up there. And you can see what you're doing here by, it just basically reduces the number of nodes. And it changes it around. So I'm going to undo that because I'm good with that. Go back to my little selector, and now we can go ahead and size this down. And I think we want the maximum width to be 4 inches. So what we're going to do is go to our little, looks like a little bar graph here, and we can set our scale. So we want the width to be 4 inches. Just like that. So we'll move that off to the side. And then we want to move in another file. And this is going to be our simplified version of our logo. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over. We're just going to bring in our logo. Ooh, we're going to have to shrink that one down, aren't we? Go ahead and do the same thing. Trace it. Perfect. This we want to be, what would we say, 1 1/4 inches?
Yeah.
And then we're just going to put this right on here. We're going to end up separating this out so that we can put it in different areas of the notebook, so we don't have to actually put it in its regular place, which is going to be somewhere around here. But to save on our dollar vinyl, we're going to just move it right here so that we only have to cover up half of our mat, our 12-inch mat, 6 by 3 inches of vinyl.
So we're basically just making stickers which we can stick on our notebook.
Yes. So the tricky part here is this is dollar vinyl from the Dollar Tree, and we are not familiar with its properties. And we don't know if we're going to get a good cut on it. So we're going to go ahead and just start with the default settings when we send it and hope for the best. And then we'll learn from there and see what settings we need to change to get it to cut out right.
Again, we're just doing this so you don't have to.
Yeah. All right. So for now, let's get the silhouette set up.
Okay, so we found another material we got from the dollar store. It's a little cutting mat. So this is really a budget project.
And this stuff is pretty cool because it's kind of sparkly and textured a little bit. There's definitely a texture to it. And it kind of looks like sandpaper, but I think we're gonna get some good results because there's some flecks of sparkle in there. I'm gonna go with glitter vinyl. It's glitter vinyl, there's a thing. And I'm just gonna leave it default. And I'm gonna send it. I don't see cuts. It's really weird with this material. It's very difficult to see if it's even cut or not. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get to weeding. Okay. Well, it appears we didn't go deep enough. I see kind of an outline of a cut here. You can definitely see it from this side. But we did not go through. So it looks like we need to increase the force. We're gonna have to try that again because it definitely didn't go through. And given the texture on this outside, it looks like it's probably a little difficult to cut. Okay, so I'm gonna increase the force here. Increase the blade depth. So we definitely went through this time, but it appears like it pulled up some of this vinyl. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the pieces that we're going to keep, but like the little circle from the middle of our ukulele there is gone. Don't know where that went, but it's definitely deep enough, so that's a better result. Let's weed this. Oh, uh-oh. Appears we went too deep. I'm gonna leave this on the mat while weeding.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Transfer paper.
Yep.
Another dollar store tool.
We're out of budget today.
This is what happens when you buy an expensive silhouette.
Yeah, gotta find ways to save money. I'm a little afraid here with this being a textured vinyl sticker. I don't know how well it's gonna stick to this transfer paper, and we know we cut through the bottom part a little bit too much already, so I'm afraid we're gonna run into some issues there. But the good thing is we're ready to kind of put this on our little notebook immediately, so nothing to worry about. We'll figure it out. put this right down here, right? Ooh,
That looks cool.
it does look cool. So it doesn't really want to stick to this because of that texture, but just get it off.
Ooh, that actually looks really cool.
Yeah.
So I think this turned out really nice. It looks really cool. And I think this proves that you don't have to spend a lot to stay crafty.
Love the fact that we were able to do this project on a budget, using materials that were like $1.25 for this 4-foot roll, which is pretty amazing when you consider when you go to other places how much vinyl can cost. It's nice being able to save a little bit of money, especially since these aren't cheap.
So in conclusion, we used a mat from the dollar store. We used marine vinyl, a squeegee, and the weeder, what's it called?
Yeah, a little weeder pick.
Yeah, weeder pick. And then our notebook that we got was less than $1 at Walmart. So it was very much a budget project. This also is great to be a little gift for someone because it's very customizable and it's just nice.
Truth be told, we did have to go through some of our settings to make sure we got the blade depth correct as well as the force correct. And it took some trial and error to get it just right. But what we ended up settling on was leaving the depth that was suggested by Silhouette Studio, which was a 4. But we did have to increase the force quite a bit to get this to weed nicely off of the material and not go too deep. So we set that from, it was default at a 10, we changed it to 17, which is quite considerably more than what we thought we would have to do. But that's what ended up working with this very glittery type vinyl. And we ended up finally getting some good results with those settings. Your results may vary.
We're not sure if all the force has to do with this specific glittery vinyl or if it's just the dollar store vinyl. We'll have to do some trial and error more.
Yeah, we got some more to test out, so we'll let you know if something changes.
Stay tuned. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it if you liked it.
Like it.
Subscribe if you enjoy our content.
Subscribe.
And turn on those notifications so you get my every single time we post a video. Stay crafty.
And be happy.
Bye!